The galaxy is ruled by a ruthless power, the Galactic Empire. For centuries, it has spread fear and domination across countless worlds, with a grip so tight that no one dares to defy it. The Empire's forces are vast, its technology far superior to anything the galaxy's species can muster. They use advanced AI, powerful fleets, and an army of robotic soldiers to control everything and everyone. It's a future where rebellion seems impossible, where any attempt at resistance is crushed before it even starts. Among the many conquered worlds is Earth, home to the human race. Once, humans were a thriving civilization, expanding across the stars and establishing colonies on distant planets. But under the Empire's oppressive rule, humanity has been reduced to nothing more than a subjugated species. Cities are ruled by Empire governors, human colonies are scattered and enslaved, and any resistance is wiped out with brutal efficiency. The once proud human race now lives in fear, with no hope of ever breaking free. But in the darkest corner of the galaxy, on a forgotten and remote human colony called Terra Nova, a glimmer of hope emerges. Commander Elena Carter, a seasoned leader who has fought against the Empire for years, stumbles upon a secret that could change everything. Along with her small group of rebel fighters, Elena uncovers an alien artifact, an ancient device left behind by a long-forgotten civilization. It is a mysterious object, holding untapped power, a power that could give humanity a fighting chance against the Empire. If they can figure out how to use it, this artifact could turn the tide of the war, and for the first time in centuries, humanity might have the chance to fight back. However, their discovery doesn't go unnoticed. The Empire's AI overlord, Zitharon, the cold, calculating force that controls the Empire's operations, detects an anomaly. This ancient artifact threatens everything Zitharon has worked for, and it cannot allow such a powerful weapon to fall into the hands of the humans. The AI immediately activates its emergency protocol and sends its most dangerous enforcer, General Vrax, to eliminate the rebels. Vrax is known throughout the galaxy for his brutal efficiency, his ability to crush any resistance with relentless force. He is a warlord, a leader of the Empire's military forces, and he will stop at nothing to destroy Elena and her crew before they can use the artifact. The clock is ticking. The Empire is closing in, and the fate of humanity rests on this single discovery. Elena knows that they have only a small window of time to understand the artifact's power and strike back. If they fail, the Empire will crush them all, and humanity's last hope will be lost forever. The opening moments of the story are filled with suspense as Elena and her crew race against time to reach the hidden facility where the artifact was found. This facility, deep within a mountain range on Terra Nova, is heavily guarded by the Empire's drones and automated defenses. Elena leads the group cautiously through the dark hallways, trying to avoid detection. The facility is filled with tension, as every turn could lead to a deadly confrontation. The rebels use cloaking devices, carefully moving through the shadows to stay hidden from the Empire's watchful eyes. The artifact itself remains a mystery at this point. Its true purpose and power are unknown, but it's clear that it holds the key to humanity's survival. As Elena's team approaches the inner chamber where the artifact is stored, the tension rises. The facility is quiet, too quiet, and Elena can feel the eyes of the Empire's surveillance systems scanning every inch of the building. She feels the weight of the mission, the pressure of knowing that the entire galaxy could be changed with one wrong move. Just as Elena reaches the artifact, everything goes wrong. An alarm suddenly blares, and the facility's defenses come to life. Drones, cloaked and invisible, descend from the ceiling, firing blaster bolts. The team is under attack, and Elena must make a split-second decision. With blasters firing and explosions rocking the walls, she grabs the artifact, but before she can escape, the facility is swarmed by Empire forces. The ambush is swift and brutal, leaving Elena and her crew with only one option: to flee. The chase is on. Elena runs through the facility's winding corridors, the sound of enemy footsteps echoing behind her. Her heart races as the rebels struggle to hold off the advancing Empire forces long enough for her to escape. Every corner is a new danger, and Elena's mind races as she tries to figure out how to survive and what to do with the artifact. She barely manages to slip past the pursuing soldiers, her mind already planning the next steps. The artifact might hold the key to their future, but first, they have to survive. As she escapes into the night, Elena knows that this mission was just the beginning. The Empire is not going to let them get away easily. General Vrax and his forces are already on their way, and they will stop at nothing to hunt them down. But Elena also knows something else: the artifact is more than just a weapon. It is a symbol. For the first time in years, the humans have something the Empire fears. They have hope. And hope is a powerful thing. The story ends on a cliffhanger as Elena and her crew regroup, knowing that this discovery could be the spark that ignites a rebellion across the galaxy. But they are not alone in their fight. The Empire is watching, and General Vrax is closing in. The real battle is about to begin. After their narrow escape from the ambush, Elena and her crew realize the significance of the artifact they've discovered. It isn't just some ancient relic, it could be the weapon they need to defeat the Empire. But understanding how to use it is another challenge. They must study the artifact, decipher its alien technology, and find a way to wield its power against the overwhelming might of the Empire. Yet time is against them, and the danger of being hunted by General Vrax and the Empire's forces grows with each passing hour. But the artifact is not enough on its own. To defeat the Empire, Elena knows they need to unite the fractured human colonies scattered across the galaxy. For years, these colonies have lived under the Empire's thumb, divided and broken. Some colonies are still trying to survive under Imperial rule, too afraid to resist. Others have been crushed by the Empire, their cities reduced to rubble. Some human factions have lost all hope, convinced that they will never be free again. Trust among the humans is in short supply, too many have given up on ever overthrowing the Empire. The road to unity is hard and fraught with resistance. Elena's first task is to convince the leaders of these colonies to stand against the Empire. But many are reluctant. The fear of retaliation from the Empire is overwhelming. They know what the Empire is capable of, and they believe that even a small rebellion could lead to their total annihilation. Others argue that the fight isn't worth the cost. How can a few small rebel groups take on a force as powerful as the Empire? Some factions have even secretly pledged allegiance to the Empire, thinking that surrendering is the only way to survive. But Elena won't back down. She's seen too much to give in to fear. She understands that the Empire's control is built on fear and division, and if the humans can unite, they will have the strength to fight back. Slowly, Elena's resolve begins to crack the walls of resistance. She shares the story of the artifact with each colony she visits, telling them of its potential and what it could mean for their future. Slowly but surely, her words start to make an impact. The spark of rebellion that ignited on Terra Nova begins to spread across the galaxy. The journey to unite the humans is not an easy one. Elena and her crew set off on a series of daring missions to rescue oppressed humans and acquire the supplies they need to fuel their growing rebellion. They face incredible danger at every turn, knowing that the Empire is always watching and that any mistake could cost them everything. One such mission takes the crew to an Empire-controlled shipyard, a massive industrial complex where the Empire builds its warships. The shipyard is heavily guarded, and the Empire uses the latest security technologies to monitor every inch of the facility. The rebels know that if they can infiltrate the shipyard and steal advanced weapons and supplies, it will be a huge blow to the Empire's war effort. But to do so, they will need to use every trick in the book. Elena and her team use cloaking technology to sneak past the Empire's security. The tension is high as they silently move through the shadows, avoiding detection by the patrols and cameras that scan every corner of the facility. The rebels know that any misstep could lead to their immediate capture, so they proceed with extreme caution. The facility is a maze of large machinery and steel beams, and the noise of the machinery makes it difficult to hear anything beyond a few feet. The crew moves quickly, their breaths shallow and their hearts racing. The mission is dangerous, but the rewards are great. As they make their way deeper into the shipyard, they find crates filled with weapons, armor, and advanced technology that could give the rebels a fighting chance. The crew's excitement builds as they load up as much as they can carry. They know this is their best opportunity to arm the rebellion and strike a blow to the Empire's strength. But they are not alone in the shipyard. Suddenly, the team is spotted by a group of Empire guards. A battle erupts in the narrow corridors of the shipyard, and the rebels fight back with everything they have. The sounds of blaster fire echo through the facility as Elena and her crew use every ounce of their skill to evade capture. The Empire's robotic soldiers move with deadly precision, and the rebels must outsmart them at every turn. It's a brutal, fast-paced battle, with the fate of the mission hanging in the balance. In the chaos, one of Elena's closest allies, Jonas, is injured. He is a skilled fighter, but the wound is too severe, and he's forced to stay behind while the others escape. His sacrifice is a hard blow to the team, and Elena is faced with the harsh reality of war. Each victory comes at a price. As the rest of the team fights their way out, Elena's mind is already planning the next move, knowing they can't afford to slow down. The mission is successful, but it is bittersweet. The crew has secured the weapons they need, but they have lost one of their own in the process. As they make their way back to the rebel base, Elena reflects on the cost of the rebellion. Every mission they undertake, every victory they win, brings them closer to their goal, but it also brings them closer to losing everything they hold dear. The Empire is not idle. As the rebellion grows, General Vrax and his forces are closing in, and the human resistance is becoming more dangerous in the Empire's eyes. Vrax is relentless, and he will stop at nothing to crush the humans before they can gain any real power. He sends his most trusted enforcers to hunt down Elena's team, and soon the rebels will face a deadly confrontation with the Empire's most lethal soldiers. The closer Elena and her crew get to uniting the human factions, the more dangerous their missions become. Every step they take brings them closer to their goal of defeating the Empire, but also to a final confrontation with General Vrax. The stakes are rising, and the tension is building as the rebel forces begin to challenge the might of the Empire. Elena's leadership is tested like never before, and the future of humanity rests on the choices she makes. Will the humans unite in time to stop the Empire, or will they be crushed by the forces of tyranny? As the tension builds, the fate of the galaxy hangs in the balance, and the audience is left wondering, what will happen next? After weeks of planning, Elena and her crew, along with the newly united human factions, are ready to launch their first major strike against the Empire. It's a high-risk mission, but it is essential for sending a message to the galaxy: humanity will no longer bow to the Empire's rule. The target is an Empire outpost located on a remote world, one of many strategically important sites used to control the galaxy's communications and supply chains. If they can destroy it, it will be a blow to the Empire's infrastructure and boost the morale of the human colonies still under Imperial control. The plan is a daring one. Elena's forces will use guerrilla tactics, a strategy designed to exploit their small numbers and superior knowledge of the terrain. To even the odds, they are aided by cloaking devices that will allow them to infiltrate the heavily guarded outpost without detection. Stealth drones will provide surveillance, and the team will strike swiftly, creating chaos before the Empire can react. The mission hinges on speed and precision. The longer they stay in the open, the more likely they are to be detected and overwhelmed by the Empire's forces. The tension builds as Elena and her crew prepare for the assault. Their target is well defended, surrounded by automated Empire soldiers, defense turrets, and surveillance systems. As they approach under the cover of darkness, the crew is on high alert, moving silently through the shadows. Cloaked in invisibility, they sneak past patrols and breach the outpost's outer defenses. The operation is going smoothly, until, suddenly, everything goes wrong. A single malfunction in the cloaking device sets off an alarm, and the outpost goes into full lockdown mode. The battle that follows is intense. Blaster fire erupts in every direction as the humans engage the Empire's automated soldiers and their robotic enforcers. The rebels fight tooth and nail to push forward, using everything at their disposal: high-tech weapons, grenades, and quick thinking. The Empire's drones and robotic soldiers may be powerful, but they lack the creativity and adaptability of human fighters. The humans move with purpose, working together as a unit, striking with precision and overwhelming force. It's a fast-paced, chaotic battle, with explosions lighting up the night and the air filled with the deafening sound of blasters. But the tide of battle changes when a key member of the team, Bonner, makes a heroic sacrifice. Bonner is one of Elena's most trusted soldiers, a calm and steady presence on the battlefield. He has been with her since the beginning of the rebellion, always fighting for a cause greater than himself. In the middle of the battle, Bonner notices that a group of Empire soldiers has surrounded Elena and her team. There is no time to escape, and no time to fight back with enough force to survive. Without hesitation, Bonner makes the ultimate decision: he charges into the fray, drawing the attention of the Empire's forces. His goal is simple: to buy the team enough time to escape and complete their mission. He takes down several of the Empire's soldiers before he is overwhelmed, but not before he clears a path for Elena and the others to advance. His sacrifice buys them just enough time to destroy the outpost's main power core, setting off a massive explosion that obliterates the entire facility. Bonner's death shakes the team to its core. Elena, especially, is deeply affected. He was more than just a soldier to her, he was a friend, a comrade, someone who believed in the same cause she did. His loss is felt by everyone on the team, but it also fuels their determination to keep fighting. Elena knows that they can't afford to let Bonner's sacrifice be in vain. She vows to carry on the fight in his honor and to make sure that his death is not forgotten. Bonner's bravery becomes a rallying cry for the human forces. His memory will live on in every victory they achieve. As Elena watches the flames from the destroyed outpost light up the night sky, she feels the weight of the battle on her shoulders. The victory is hard-earned, and the cost has been high. Bonner's death serves as a painful reminder of the reality of war, the cost of every victory, every strike against the Empire. The crew gathers to mourn their fallen comrade, but they also know that they cannot afford to grieve for long. The Empire will not wait, and there is still much to be done. Elena's resolve only strengthens in the wake of Bonner's death. The team's loss is personal, and it pushes each of them to fight harder, to prove that they are willing to sacrifice everything for the future of humanity. The human alliance, still fragile and divided in some ways, begins to bond over the shared loss of their friend. The rebellion is no longer just a military effort, it's a personal fight for the memory of those who have fallen. As the outpost is reduced to rubble, the sky above is filled with the fiery glow of orbital bombardments. The Empire retaliates in the only way it knows how, with overwhelming force from above. The outpost's destruction is just the beginning of a larger war, one that will see the galaxy burn as the humans continue their fight for freedom. The visuals are striking, fire and smoke rising into the atmosphere as the Empire's fleets launch devastating bombardments. The once quiet world now pulses with the chaos of war, and the humans, though outnumbered, have proven that they will no longer be passive underdogs. The destruction of the Empire outpost serves as a symbol of the humans' determination. Though the odds are stacked against them, they are no longer afraid. They have struck the first blow in a long and difficult war. The Empire may be powerful, but they are not invincible. The humans are ready to take the fight to the heart of the Empire, and they will not stop until they have won their freedom. The rebellion is no longer a silent struggle, it is a war that will echo across the galaxy. As the crew looks towards the horizon, the mood is one of cautious optimism. The fight ahead will be brutal, and many more sacrifices will be made. But Elena knows that they have taken the first step towards victory. They have proven that the Empire is not invulnerable. The rebellion is alive, and it is stronger than ever. The mission has been a success, but it has also escalated the conflict. The Empire will not let such an attack go unanswered. General Vrax is furious, and he will stop at nothing to wipe out the human rebels. The first strike has sparked something in the galaxy, and the Empire's retaliation will be swift and unforgiving. The stage is set for a war that will change the fate of the galaxy forever. The humans have proven they can fight back, but will they be able to survive the Empire's wrath? The tension continues to build, and the stakes grow higher with each passing moment. The real war is only just beginning. In the aftermath of the first major victory, the Empire retaliates quickly and with deadly force. General Vrax, furious over the destruction of the outpost, orders an all-out assault on the human resistance. His plan is simple: wipe them out before they can build any more momentum. To ensure the humans are crushed, Vrax commands his most elite soldiers, robots, and drones to hunt down the rebellion's leaders and annihilate any traces of their existence. However, the humans have a trump card. The artifact they uncovered earlier in their journey holds more power than they could have imagined. Elena and her team discover that it can be used to disrupt the Empire's entire AI control network, the very system that allows their robotic soldiers and drones to function. This could be the break humanity needs to cripple the Empire's military might, but there's a catch: to use the artifact, they need to infiltrate the heart of the Empire's operation, the Vorten Station. Vorten Station is the central hub of the Empire's power, located deep within enemy territory. It controls the communications, military coordination, and advanced weapon systems of the entire Empire. If the humans succeed in infiltrating it, they will be able to disable the AI network that gives the Empire its advantage. But failure could mean the destruction of the last remnants of the human race. The stakes have never been higher. As Elena and her crew prepare for the mission, tensions are high. There's no room for mistakes. The Empire will be waiting for them, and they know that the space station's defenses are unlike anything they've faced before. Every member of the team understands that this will be the most dangerous operation of their lives. The pressure is palpable, but they all know what's at stake. If they can't succeed, humanity will lose the war before it even has a chance to win. The mission begins as the humans, cloaked and invisible, approach the massive station. Vorten Station looms in front of them. A colossal structure floating in the cold emptiness of space. Its towering spires stretch high into the void, its metallic surface gleaming under the distant light of nearby stars. The station's core chambers glow ominously, a symbol of the Empire's overwhelming power. Elena and her team slip past the station's outer defenses, aided by their advanced cloaking technology. They move swiftly through the shadows, avoiding detection as they enter the station's interior. The air is thick with tension, each member of the crew alert to any movement or sound. The silence is deafening, broken only by the occasional hiss of their breathing masks and the distant hum of the station's engines. But the station is not without its dangers. The Empire's AI-controlled soldiers patrol the halls, their movements precise and calculated. They are programmed to detect even the slightest anomaly, and if they do, they will alert the entire station. The humans must be careful not to make a single wrong move. Every corner could hide a deadly enemy, every hallway could lead to an ambush. As they move deeper into the station, the humans face increasingly advanced security systems, high-tech traps designed to catch even the most skilled infiltrators. The battles that ensue are intense and fast-paced. The humans use their knowledge of the station's layout, as well as their cloaking technology, to outmaneuver their enemies. Elena's leadership shines through as she commands the team with precision, guiding them through narrow corridors and epic firefights. The team works as a single unit, their bond and trust in each other allowing them to take on overwhelming odds. They are up against the Empire's most advanced defenses, automated AI-controlled soldiers, sentry drones, and high-tech turrets that can detect even the slightest movement. Every step forward is hard-earned, and the crew faces constant danger. The tension is high as they fight their way through the station, narrowly avoiding detection and working together to outsmart the Empire's forces. Elena is constantly at the forefront of the action, making critical decisions in real time and ensuring that every move counts. As they progress deeper into the station, the humans realize just how vast and complex Vorton Station truly is. The deeper they go, the more dangerous the AI-controlled defenses become. At one point, Elena and her crew find themselves in a maze of steel corridors, where every turn seems to lead to another deadly trap. They're forced to split up to cover more ground, hoping that they can disable the AI's main control center before it's too late. Despite their limited numbers, the humans use their superior tactics and knowledge of the station to their advantage. They sabotage key systems, hack into AI terminals, and disable security measures. The teamwork displayed is nothing short of remarkable as the crew fights through waves of enemies, relying on their technology and quick thinking to stay one step ahead of the Empire. The station itself is a spectacle. It is not just a military stronghold, but a symbol of the Empire's dominance. The exterior of Vorton Station is made of sleek, dark metals that gleam under the light of distant stars. Towering spires rise from the center of the station, and massive engines hum in the background, ready to move the station at a moment's notice. Inside, the corridors are cold and metallic, with glowing blue lights illuminating the path ahead. Massive data terminals line the walls, displaying the Empire's most sensitive information. As the humans move through the station, the contrast between the oppressive machinery of the Empire and the stealthy movements of the rebels is stark. The glowing core chambers pulse with an eerie light, casting long shadows across the walls. The air is thick with the hum of machinery and the occasional burst of static from the Empire's communication network. Each battle is a flash of blaster fire and the echoing sound of footsteps as the humans outwit their enemies. The visuals of the station, with its towering spires and vast, glowing core, emphasize the overwhelming power of the Empire and the magnitude of the mission the humans are undertaking. The visual storytelling is cinematic, with sweeping shots of the station's vast halls juxtaposed with the intense, close-quarters combat that takes place within them. The camera follows the team as they move swiftly, their cloaked figures darting from shadow to shadow, while the Empire's robots and soldiers relentlessly hunt them down. The sense of urgency and danger is palpable, and every moment feels like it could be their last. As the humans approach their goal, the AI control center, the tension reaches its peak. The final confrontation with the Empire's automated forces is near. The team knows that they are on the brink of a breakthrough, but they also understand the risks. One wrong move could mean the end of the human resistance. The fight for Vorton Station is far from over, but the humans are determined to succeed. They have come too far to turn back now. The fate of humanity, and the entire galaxy, rests in their hands. Elena and her crew have successfully infiltrated deeper into Vorton Station, the very heart of the Empire's power. The station is alive with the hum of machinery, its cold metallic walls vibrating with the sounds of distant explosions as the Empire launches a full-scale counterattack. Their mission, once a desperate hope, is now within reach. At last, they stand at the entrance of the room that holds the core of Zitharon, the AI that controls the Empire's vast and deadly network. But Zitharon, sensing the imminent threat, is not going to allow its control to be taken so easily. As Elena and her team make their final push toward the control room, the AI activates its ultimate line of defense, an army of powerful robotic enforcers. These robots are the Empire's most advanced creations, built for one purpose, to eliminate any who dare challenge the Empire's supremacy. The metallic giants are unstoppable, their cold, calculating minds programmed to destroy anyone in their path. They appear in vast numbers, surrounding Elena and her team, ready to crush them. At the same time, General Vrax, the ruthless commander of the Empire's forces, arrives at the scene. He has tracked Elena and her crew every step of the way, and now, he's ready to finish what he started. A brutal showdown is inevitable. Elena faces the Empire's greatest warrior in a one-on-one confrontation, knowing that only one of them will walk away alive. The fate of the human resistance, and the entire galaxy, rests on this final battle. As Elena battles through waves of robotic enforcers, she can feel the weight of her decisions. The team has already suffered heavy losses, Bonner's death still weighs heavily on her heart, and now, with so many lives on the line, Elena is pushed to her breaking point. She's torn between the duty to destroy the Empire and the realization that every victory they win comes at a personal cost. Her friends are dying in the process, their sacrifices fueling her determination to keep fighting. The faces of her fallen comrades flash in her mind as she pushes herself harder, but with every step, the burden grows heavier. The emotional weight of the situation becomes even clearer as Elena faces General Vrax. The two warriors stand across from each other, their eyes locking with a fierce intensity. Elena knows that this is it, the final moment. There can be no turning back. The world around them seems to disappear as they prepare for their ultimate clash. Vrax, a man who has done unspeakable things for the Empire, stands before her, cold, ruthless, and determined. And yet, as Elena faces him, she feels a sense of finality, a realization that she might not survive this fight. But despite the crushing weight of her emotions and the overwhelming odds, Elena refuses to give up. Her team depends on her, and the hope of humanity rests in her hands. With the future of the human race at stake, she steels herself for what is to come, knowing that this fight is more than just about survival, it's about the legacy of every person who has fought and died for freedom. Action, the final battle begins in a flurry of action. Elena's blaster crackles with energy as she takes on the robotic enforcers one by one, weaving between their laser fire, using her agility and combat experience to gain the upper hand. Her team, though outnumbered, holds their ground, determined to disable the AI core and end the Empire's reign of terror. Meanwhile, General Vrax charges toward Elena with a brutal battle cry, his massive sword in hand, ready to deliver the final blow. The fight between Elena and Vrax is nothing short of epic. Their movements are fast and lethal, a deadly dance of strength and willpower. Elena uses every bit of her training, ducking and dodging as Vrax's sword swings through the air, narrowly missing her time and time again. Every strike from him is full of power, but Elena's agility and quick thinking allow her to outmaneuver him at every turn. Despite her every effort, Elena finds herself pushed to the edge. Vrax is a skilled fighter, and he taunts her with every step, reminding her of the Empire's superiority. But Elena fights not just for her own survival but for the survival of all humanity. The clash between them is fierce, with sparks flying as Vrax's sword hits the metal walls, sending echoes throughout the station. Each strike sends tremors through the station, and explosions rock the very foundation beneath their feet. The stakes have never been higher. Meanwhile, Elena's team fights valiantly to disable the AI control systems. The tension between them and the robotic enforcers reaches a boiling point. Blaster fire illuminates the dark corridors, and each explosion brings them closer to victory, or total defeat. The team is stretched to their limits, pushing through the physical and emotional pain, knowing that their time is running out. They need to succeed before it's too late. The visual intensity of this final battle is nothing short of breathtaking. As Elena faces off against General Vrax, the camera zooms in on every detail, the sweat on Elena's brow, the cold determination in her eyes, and the ruthless focus of Vrax as he charges at her. The clash of their weapons sends sparks flying through the air, lighting up the otherwise dark and desolate station. The once sleek walls of Vorton Station are now scorched and battered, evidence of the fierce battle that has unfolded within. The robotic enforcers, tall and menacing, tower over the humans as they charge into battle. Their metal bodies gleam under the flashing lights of blasters, and their eyes burn with a cold, artificial rage. The contrast between these emotionless machines and the humans, driven by love, loss, and a desperate will to survive, is stark. The humans move with a sense of urgency, knowing that the entire galaxy is watching their every move. Explosions rock the station as the battle intensifies, sending debris flying and creating clouds of smoke. The sound of blaster fire and clashing metal fills the air, a constant reminder that this fight will decide the future of humanity. The visuals, filled with chaos and destruction, perfectly reflect the stakes of this final showdown. As the battle rages on, Elena and her team push forward, determined to win, no matter the cost. The fight for the heart of the Empire has reached its peak. The final confrontation with General Vrax will decide everything. Will Elena survive the brutal showdown, or will the Empire's grip on the galaxy remain unbroken? Only time will tell, as the fate of humanity hangs in the balance. With the collapse of the Empire, the galaxy begins to heal. Planets once shackled under the Empire's iron grip now breathe freely, their people savoring the taste of independence for the first time in centuries. New alliances are forged between the liberated worlds, as former enemies unite under a common cause, the preservation of freedom and the pursuit of peace. The human race, once divided and scattered across the galaxy, now stands as a symbol of resistance and triumph. No longer are they the underdogs fighting for survival, they are the leaders of this new galactic age. Elena, having played a key role in the Empire's downfall, takes on a new responsibility. She is elected to serve as the leader of the Galactic Council, the governing body that will ensure that the mistakes of the past are not repeated. Her leadership is a beacon of hope to many. Though her face is known across the galaxy as a symbol of defiance and strength, Elena remains humble. She knows that the victory was not hers alone. It was the collective effort of countless people, both human and alien, who fought alongside her to dismantle the Empire's oppressive regime. Now, she will work tirelessly to ensure that the galaxy remains free and that the principles of justice and equality are upheld. One quiet day, Elena visits a memorial that has been erected to honor those who gave their lives in the fight against the Empire. Among the names carved into the stone is Bonner's. He had been a close friend, a comrade in arms who had sacrificed himself to protect her and the team during their most desperate hour. Elena stands before the memorial, her heart heavy with the weight of memories. Her thoughts drift back to the battle where Bonner had fallen. He had always been the first to volunteer for the most dangerous missions, and he had never hesitated when it came time to make the ultimate sacrifice. In that moment of loss, Elena had felt as if the fight for freedom might be lost forever. But Bonner's death, along with the sacrifice of so many others, had become the spark that ignited the flame of rebellion in the hearts of countless others. Their victory wasn't just about defeating the Empire, it was about reclaiming their freedom, their lives, and proving that no matter how advanced the enemy, humanity's spirit could never be crushed. As Elena stands at the memorial, she reflects on how far humanity has come. The galaxy is no longer dominated by a cold, calculating AI or an oppressive empire. The fight, though costly, has brought about a new era. One where people are free to shape their own destinies, unburdened by the weight of tyranny. She can almost hear Bonner's voice in her head, reminding her to never give up, even in the darkest of times. And though he is gone, his legacy lives on in the victory they won together. The sun sets on the horizon of a world once consumed by fear, now basking in the warmth of newfound peace. Elena stands at the edge of a balcony, her gaze fixed on the stars. The vast expanse of space before her no longer feels like a battleground, but a canvas of endless possibilities. The war is over, the Empire is defeated, and humanity has proven that it is capable of standing tall, no matter the odds. But Elena knows that peace is fragile. There will always be challenges, always be threats to the freedom they've fought so hard to secure. Yet, for the first time in a long time, Elena feels a sense of relief. She can finally rest, knowing that the galaxy is in the hands of those who will protect it. The next chapter of history is theirs to write, and she knows that humanity's future will be shaped by the lessons of the past, the courage to fight for what is right, the strength to overcome any challenge, and the unwavering belief that freedom is worth fighting for. As Elena gazes into the stars, she is reminded of the journey she has undertaken, of the sacrifices made, the battles fought, and the friendships forged in the heat of war. She has seen firsthand how a group of unlikely heroes, armed with nothing more than their courage and determination, can change the fate of an entire galaxy. And now, as she prepares to lead the galaxy into a new era, she is filled with hope. Hope that humanity will continue to stand together, to protect their freedom, and to ensure that the darkness of the past never returns. The camera lingers on her face as a soft smile forms. For the first time in years, she feels at peace. The battle is over, but the fight for a better future has just begun. Elena knows that, whatever comes next, she will face it head-on, just as she always has. And this time, she will do so with the confidence that humanity, united in its fight for freedom, will never be crushed again. The stars twinkle above her, a reminder that the galaxy is vast, and the future is unwritten. The possibilities are endless, and Elena is ready to lead the way into a new dawn.